Hi, welcome back everybody, it's Mike Newton down here at Latham Golf Academy. New product in my hands for you today, and it's a new Cobra SZ SpeedZone Driver. So we've seen a really new launch from Cobra this year, the SpeedZone as a family. So we've got fairways, drivers, hybrids, irons, as well as the one length. All those videos will be coming very shortly to my channel. But this particular one, we're going to concentrate on the driver, the SpeedZone Driver. I'm going to put it up against the F9. Now we know F9 was a massively popular driver for 2019, performed fantastic well. Price point was amazing at $349, so much lower than most other manufacturers out there, but the quality of the components and the performance was right up there with the big boys. So be interested to see how SpeedZone stacks up against F9, which we're going to look at in this particular video, and we're also going to show you a little bit about the new technology that's introduced into the SpeedZone Driver. Okay, so we're going to kick things off with the F9 drive. I'm going to hit a batch of shots. I'm not going to show you all ball flights for this because obviously I've done an in-depth review earlier this year of F9. I've got the weight set in the front section, so heavy weight in the forward section creates a little bit more low spin, a little bit more suited to me. 9-degree head set at 9-degree, hazardous smoke 6.5. I'm going to have the exact same setup in the SpeedZone. 9-degree, set at 9-degree, weight forward, and hazardous smoke 6.5. So it's going to keep things exactly the same. But as I say, we're going to start off with F9. Hit some shots, and then we'll show you a little bit more detail of the SpeedZone. Okay, so there's 5 shots hit with the F9. Feel really solid. Love the sound, the acoustics of the F9. Feels very, very solid. Numbers look pretty good there. Couple of ones that's worked up a little bit left, but that's more me than the driver itself. So let's switch into the SpeedZone, talk a little bit about the new technology and see how it stacks up against the F9. Okay, so new SZ SpeedZone Driver. I think first instincts, it's, for me, a much better looking golf club. And when I say that is when I put it down by the ball, I think the shaping of that head is absolutely stunning. We've got obviously a few big talking points here. The main one is the actual club face itself. It's CNC'd again, which we have seen in F8 and F9, but now we've got this infinity face. So it wraps around the sole, around the toe, and around the top edge. So we've got a bigger sort of surface area of that club face. That's probably one thing I saw with the F9 was, if I just grab this in my hands, is it had like that little border around it, which always gave you an impression of a very small looking club face down by the golf ball. So I think that just makes it look a little bit better. It looks very sort of quality, very high quality finish on it. It looks a little bit funky. I like the look of that, to be honest. It looks great, but the shape of the head is much, much better in my opinion. So putting these side by side, it's much quieter on the head. We've still got those couple little rails there, but very subtle. Don't really see those massively jump out at you. We're obviously on F9, they're a little bit more bold there, but then you've got those little ridges at the front, which is all helping about aerodynamics. But that's still a big talking point, obviously, where the name comes from, SpeedZone. It's all about sort of speed of the club head through the air. Interested to see if we actually see that or not. So as I said, I've got the heavyweight forward for 14 gram and 2 gram, as we've seen before. They are flippable, and there is another model, the Extreme, which I'm going to do a separate video on, but we're going to concentrate on the standard SpeedZone, which is a direct replacement to F9. So heavyweight in the front section, 9-degree, set 9-degree, hazardous smoke in the 6.5 again. So as I say, first impressions, looks beautiful behind the golf ball. Just that little bit of yellow colouring on the logo, just around that toe section, but very subtle. Feels pretty explosive off the club face. So good strike there. Looks to be quite a powerful flight. I think acoustics wise there, that sounded a little bit louder than F9 just on first instinct. So a few more shots just to see if that is the case. So that was quite a nice opening one with the SpeedZone there, just getting over that 300-yard marker. Yeah, I'm probably going to say that sounds a little bit louder. Again, that's quite a nice neutral shot. That's, again, getting over that 300 yards. That's 308. Be interested to look at some spin numbers. Did strike that a little bit higher in the face. So we know strike is going to change for spin numbers, which has a big influence on the distance that ball gets out there, obviously. But what we want to say is with this new Infinity face, is saying it's faster, it's more precisely milled, and it's faster across the club face, which is what all brands sort of saying, and that's a big sort of story around this as well. Other things that happen in SpeedZone is obviously we've got that back section, which we saw in F9 with a speed back, as they called it. So that's sort of like what looks like a twin exhaust at the back there, that sort of skirt in a way, that's just helping with aerodynamics. Obviously got those couple of little ridges on the top, again helping airflow over that club face. Oh, I just dragged that a little bit up that left side. Strike was really good, just drag that a tiny bit. It's going to run out there, again getting over that 300 market, so we always know it's going to go a little bit longer left, longer when it goes a little bit left there. So it'll be interesting to see if the club head is any faster than F9. Again, I can't see it being, you know, it's very tough, I reckon it'll be very minimal if anything. Ball speed obviously be very interesting to sort of see, but we know Strike can dictate that quite a bit. But the look of it, I think, is stunning. Massive improvement on the look of it. Acoustic sounds a little bit louder to me, a little bit more tinnier, which has surprised me, because obviously we've got this carbon, or more carbon is what Cobra's saying, is in that 360 wrap. So we've got like a T, what they call a T-bar sort of chassis in a way, which is the titanium. So we've got a bar through the middle, around the back section, and the rest of it is then covered in this carbon sort of wrap. So again, saving bits of weight, repositioning that weight to make it a little bit higher on the MOI, helping with a little bit of that ball speed. Does feel very solid though, gotta say, does feel very, very solid. And as always, the Cobra, the products now are coming with the Arcos as standard, and the real big benefit here, and I think this is where the F9's been very, very popular, is the price point. As I mentioned before, £349, which I think is about $440 US. So, and I believe SpeedZone is going to stay exactly the same, which I think is a big plus sign again for Cobra, with the technology you get in, the quality of it, the adjustability, the Arcos chucked in there as well. You know, not everybody will probably use that, but it is there if you want to sort of use that and get into that realms of things, of tracking your shots out on the golf course. But again, value for money is right on point. As we saw with the F9, adjustability in the neck sleeve, we can adjust that around and obviously alter that loft and dial that up or down as you'd expect to sort of see. Again, with weights you can shift around. So I've, as I mentioned before, got the 14 gram weight in the forward section, which is promoting a little bit lower launch, a little bit more of a lower spin. That's what I'm trying to do, is keep my spin down a little bit. But also you can flip that around if you want to just try and get that launch a little bit higher, or maybe add a little bit of spin. Again, that's obviously going to happen through your fitting. Hopefully you guys are going to go out and get fitted for these, because there is some different shaft options, different weights, flexes, as well as obviously the lofts and the dialing in of the neck sleeve, plus the weights. There's a lot to look at. Just fraction up that right hand side, but I'll tell you what, I've struck that pretty well. It's just flown a little bit higher, getting up into that high 270s again, touching that 299. Okay, I like that. The look of it, I think, is a big difference to F9. Much for me personally, I much prefer the look. That Infinity face, it wraps obviously around the top there, but with it being black, and there's obviously black gloss finish, it doesn't jump out there at all, so it doesn't look weird in any way. You've just got that subtle little line that just sits behind the actual face. I think that just helps a little bit with squaring of the club face, to be honest, and alignment. Obviously it does come in the black and yellow, which is the striking colour. I quite like that. I think the black with the yellow looks superb. Very good rack appeal in the shop. Obviously that's a marketing thing, you know, trying to get your attention when you're in store. But it is available in the Arctic white and black, which that then comes with a matte finish. I haven't actually got one of those with me, but it comes with a matte finish as opposed to the gloss. So just some different options there in terms of just the way it looks, really, more than anything. But let's go look at some numbers in a little bit more detail and see if SpeedZone is outperforming the F9. Okay, so first thing we're going to look at is the dispersion of the balls. So the red ones is the F9, yellow one is the SpeedZone. So we can see there maybe just an odd couple more left with the F9 than we saw with SpeedZone, so maybe a little bit straighter. But I think if you put a ring around them all, probably very similar on the dispersion, probably a little bit more on line with the SpeedZone, which is obviously a good thing. So possibly just edging it a little bit there. But and again, I've only hit 5 shots with it, it's not a lot. I'd have to hit multiple shots than that. Looking at the numbers, F9 on the top, so we see 163.7 ball speed, SpeedZone 160.2. Let's have a look at club head speed out of interest. So 114.4 with F9, actually dropped a little bit of speed, 113.7. So it's not a lot, to be fair, but it's just about, yeah, just over half a mile an hour less with the SpeedZone, so you'd expect maybe a little bit more there. But again, that wouldn't really worry me massively. You know, that wouldn't be a deal breaker for me in terms of when I'm purchasing a club. Ball speed is obviously a difference, because a little bit that club head speed has dropped, but then obviously, you know, you've got to work in strike a little bit. So the last one was a little bit poor on that strike. I see 158 dropping, but so F9's win it on that front for me. 9.9 against 10.8, so just launched a touch higher with SpeedZone there. Again, strike can just alter that a little bit. 2468 spin, 1942, so got that a little bit more lower spin there. Couple toey ones, you see that slight toey one there, obviously drops the spin down 1600, couple of higher in the face, 1800, possibly dropping that spin down a little bit, maybe more consistent, you could probably say, with F9 there, but 2.4, I think both numbers good. I do like to get it nearer that 2000 mark, but obviously if I could get that 2000 mark with that F9 speed, that would be like a really nice sort of combo there. So looking at distance carry, 278, 276, hardly anything in it, with actually F9 just pipping it, but very minimal. Getting a little bit more run out with SpeedZone purely through that spin number really, and just coming in a little bit hotter on its descent angle at 26. Descent angle there at 38 degrees, 31 degrees against the 35. Right, okay guys, so there we go. There's a new SpeedZone Driver SZ from Cobra. So I think a big improvement on the looks of it, in my personal opinion. I like what the face is doing, I like the way that sort of looks. I like the gloss finish, a little bit quiet on the head, lovely shaping of the head. Still got all the features of the adjustable weights, the dialing of the neck sleeve, so you can really, for me as a fitter as well, I can really sort of dial that into a golfer very nicely. Obviously some different shaft options, you've got the Arcos there. So in terms of performance, you can see there's not much in it. If anything, from that particular test for me, F9 was just about pipping it. So if you've currently got F9, we knew F9 was a great driver, so I wasn't expecting to see a massive jump with SC, and I think for Cobra as a business, you know, they've got to launch another product. It's just got to get them sales kicking on again from a product that's had a 12-month lifespan. You know, if you've got F9, would you upgrade? No, I don't think you would, because you've got a great driver in itself. If you've got something like maybe FA or something previous in models or different brand that's older, then you probably see a bit of a difference there, and then that's probably warrant the spend because you've seen the difference in the performance. But obviously you've got to go out there and test it and see what you get individually. That's always my message to you. These tests is obviously through me, through my speed, through my club delivery. Yours obviously can be quite different, so you've got to go get out there and test yourselves. But post comments down below, let me know your thoughts of the new SC SpeedZone Driver. Price point as well, I think, is a massive thumbs up from Cobra. I think they've done a great job keeping that price at that point. I think that's going to be a big tick from a lot of consumers out there. So post comments down below and let me know your thoughts as always. If you haven't subscribed, enjoying the content I'm putting out there, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Very much appreciate it. Follow up on social media platforms, both Instagram and Twitter, and handles there are at MN Golf Coach. And hopefully we'll catch up with you all very soon.